spring is wound up tight. It will uncoil of itself. That's what's so convenient in tragedy. The least little turn of the wrist will do the job. Anything will set it going. Glance at a girl who happens to be lifting her arms to her hair as you go by. The feeling when you wake up on a fine morning that you'd like a little respect paid you today, as if it were as easy to order as a second cup of coffee. One question, too many, idly thrown out over a friendly drink, and the tragedy is on. The rest is automatic. You don't need to lift a finger. The machine is in perfect order. It has been oiled since time began, and it runs without friction. Death, treason, and sorrow are on the march, and they move in the wake of storm, of tears, of stillness. Every kind of stillness. The hush when the executioner's axe goes up at the end of the last act. The unbreathable silence when, at the beginning of the play, the two lovers, their hearts bared, their bodies naked, stand face to face for the first time in the darkened room, afraid to stir. The silence inside you when the roaring crowd acclaims the winner, so that you think of a film without a soundtrack, mouths agape and no sound coming out of them, and you, the victor, already vanquished, alone in the desert of your silence. That is tragedy. Tragedy is clean, it is restful, it is flawless. It has nothing to do with melodrama, with wicked villains, persecuted maidens, avengers, sudden revelations, and 11th hour repentances. Death in a melodrama is really horrible because it's never inevitable. The dear old father might so easily have been saved. The honest young man might so easily have brought in the police some 5 minutes earlier. In a tragedy, nothing is in doubt, and everyone's destiny is known. That makes for tranquility. There is a sort of fellow feeling among characters in a tragedy. He who kills is as innocent as he who gets killed. It's all a matter of what part you're playing. Tragedy is restful, and the reason is that hope, that foul, deceitful thing, has no part in it. There isn't any hope. You're trapped. The whole sky has fallen on you, and all you can do about it is to shout. Don't mistake me. I said shout. I did not say groan, whimper, complain. That you cannot do. But you can shout aloud. You can say all those things you never thought you'd be able to say, or never even knew you had it in you to say. And you don't say these things because it will do any good to say them. You know better than that. You say them for their own sake. You say them because you learn a lot from them. In melodrama, you argue and struggle in the hope of escape. That's vulgar. It's practical. But in a tragedy, where there is no temptation to try to escape, argument is gratuitous. It's kingly.